Hello students, welcome to biology class. I am Biplab Bothra and today I am going to teach you about the economic importance of bacteria and fungi. In the last class we have seen about bacteria which come under kingdom Monera. Why do they come under the kingdom Monera? Because they have a cell wall and some of those bacteria like archaeobacteria or blue-green algae, what we call, they contain chlorophyll as well. So we classify the bacteria under the kingdom Monera because of this characteristics, and moreover they have a prokaryotic cell structure and therefore they are classified as Monera. Now bacteria, we have seen the bacteria on the basis of their shape. We have round coccus, bacillus, Diplococci, Spirococci and Streptococci. Now moving ahead, the structure of bacteria. So that is important that everybody will draw and learn. We have already decided that the economic importance of bacteria, uses of bacteria in formation of curd, that is the lab bacteria, lactobacillus bacteria, curing of cheese, ripening of tea and tobacco leaves, manufacture of vinegar, manufacture of alcohol and acetone which is a nail polish remover. Now retting of fibers like jute and in the leather industry for tanning of hides. They are also used as medicine for making antibiotics as well as for making vaccines like TAB and BCG vaccine. Need to learn the full form. Then toxoids. Toxoids, what are toxoids? So toxoids are those substances which are inactivated toxins of bacteria which can cause production of antibodies in the body, and they are used for increasing the immunity as vaccine, as in case of diphtheria and tetanus. Then we have seen they help in the maintenance of environment. How? By nitrogen fixation. The rhizobium bacteria living in the root nodules of the leguminous plants. Leguminous means pulses, right? So they help in the nitrogen fixation. Then role of bacteria in the nitrogen cycle. The nitrifying bacteria, they convert ammonia into nitrates and nitrites and fix them into the soil, which plants can absorb and use for the process of protein synthesis. Now, coming to the harmful role of bacteria, we saw they are responsible for the spoilage of foods. So, bacteria such as Salmonella, Typhimurium, then Clostridium botulinum, these are responsible for causing, spoilage of the food. And Clostridium botulinum is also responsible for causing a disease known as botulism, which is also known as food poisoning. The symptoms are loose motion, vomiting, and stomachache. Now, reduction of soil fertility, we have seen that denitrifying bacteria, they decompose the nitrogenous compound in the soil and convert them into free nitrogen and add them back into the atmosphere, right? We have also had an explanation of the nitrogen cycle. Now, animal disease, they are responsible for causing disease in plants as well as in animals. Human diseases. Cholera. So Vibrio cholera is responsible for causing cholera. So they will be asking you question, name the bacteria or name the causative agent of cholera. So what will you write? Vibrio cholera. In the same way, tuberculosis. So Mycobacterium tuberculosis. So these are the points that you need to learn. They also cause plant diseases like spots, then soft rots. So these are some of the common diseases caused in the plants. They can be used as bioweapons, like one we have already discussed is anthrax, which is widely used bioweapon during the 2001. Now, economic importance of fungi. This is what we were supposed to start with. Now, fungi are important to us as they affect in our day-to-day life. All of you must have seen a fungi, right? Where do you see a fungi and what kind of fungi do we have? So let us see into that. But before that, useful roles of fungi. The number of mushrooms are edible. A few number of the mushrooms are edible, not all. Being rich in protein and vitamins, they have high nutritive values. Dry yeast contain about 50% protein and are rich in vitamin B, and therefore they are used as food source. I'll show you the types of fungi that we generally deal with. So they are yeast, molds, and mushrooms. So yeast in the first picture, mushroom in the second picture, and bread molds, what we see, are present in the third picture. Now, here we have also a few more type of fungi. So we have mildews and rust and smuts. Rust and smuts are generally found in plants. You can see on this maize plant, it has become white and swollen because of the smuts. So let us move back to the topic and see once again how this fungi play an important role in our day-to-day life. So medicines, they are used for making antibiotics. We have already discussed that the first antibiotic, that is penicillin, was discovered by Alexander Fleming using a fungi, species of fungi known as Penicillium notatum. Now, powerful abortificants that are obtained from fungus are Claviceps purpurae. Claviceps purpurae. It is a very powerful abortifacient that are used for the purpose of abortion. In agriculture, soil fertility, the saprophytic fungi decompose the dead and decaying matter in the soil and convert them into, yes, the nutritive materials and the elements which plants can directly absorb. Mycorrhiza, okay, which is a special type of fungi. Certain fungi are found in association with the root of the vascular plants, and in association with this, mycorrhiza form a symbiotic relationship. The fungal hyphae substantially increase the amount of the soil contact, and the mycorrhiza help in the transfer of minerals like phosphorus, zinc, copper, and other nutrients from the soil into the roots of the plant. And in this way, symbiotically, the plant get nutrition and the fungi get a living place, a hiding place, right? A shelter. Now, bread molds, you might have all seen bread के ऊपर जो molds हो जाते, they are generally a thread-like fungi, what we can see here. So these are bread molds, a thread-like fungi which generally grow on the bread. If you keep a slice of bread wet in the corner of the room for 2 days, then you will find that the bread has developed a thread-like structure, a green, white, black patches. These are nothing but bread molds. Now, coming back to the other point, they are also helpful in the cheese industry. They are used in brewery making. They are used for making, penicillium and asparagus. They are used as a flavoring substance in the cheese. Cheese is made by rotting with the help of the fungi, and therefore उसमें वो जो एक smell होता है cheese जैसा, वो इसी से ही आता है. In chemical industries, the species of Mucor, Rhizophus, Penicillium, and Asparagus are used for manufacture of organic acids like lactic acids and oxalic acid. Now here we see yeast. Yeast generally reproduce by budding. So yeast, which is a good source of protein and vitamin B, is used as a nutrition. Okay. Now, cheese processing. Cheese requires the formation of the curd. Cheese is made from the curd of the milk. Okay, cheese ripening is done by bacteria. Blue and Roquefort cheese are ripened by penicillium mold, inoculated with the cheese. Inoculated means they have been kept in the cheese. Okay, cheese के अंदर उनको इंजेक्ट करके डाल देते हैं. The growth of the penicillium is visible as blue-green clumps in the cheese. In case the Swiss cheese, the large holes are due to the production of the amount of carbon dioxide. So what we see in the cheese, the holes that are because of the carbon dioxide gas coming out as the process of the digestion. Now, mushroom cultivation, this is one of the important topic. In India, number of mushrooms are eaten as a good source of protein. So, of course, that is not very common in our house, but of course, we do eat mushroom. So 3 varieties of mushrooms have been mentioned here that you have to learn. Button mushroom known as Agaricus bisporus. straw mushroom known as Wolverilla sp, and oyster mushrooms known as Pleurotus sp. Now, commonly found mushroom in the lawns during the rainy season is an edible mushroom, that is Coperinus sp. Mushrooms are grown for their largely fleshy pinkish white fruit bodies, that is the top part. So we eat the top part, we don't eat the stalk. Okay. And they are cultivated. Now, growing season for the button mushroom is generally the winter when the temperature is between 16 to 18 degree. Mushroom house are made and should be well ventilated. अंदर हवा अच्छे से चलनी चाहिए, so they adjust coolers or fans for that. Compost, now you have to make a mixture of wheat straw, जो हम wheat निकालते हैं उसके बाद में जो उसकी लकड़ियाँ बच जाती है, that is used. Rice bran, जब हम राइस निकाल लेते हैं तो ऊपर राइस का छिलका बच जाता है, that is called rice bran. Wheat bran and ammonium sulfate and calcium ammonium nitrate which act as a fertilizer, इन सबको mix करते हैं as you can see in amount in the kg, and then they are mixed. एक brown color का dark brown color का composting mixture तैयार हो जाता है which has got a very unpleasant smell, and that is used as the platform for growing. Now, filling this compost are filled in the trays and they are watered. Okay, so after few days a swamping will occur because we have already put up the small seeds. Now the seeds are available from IARI New Delhi or from the Solon, which is in Himachal Pradesh. The trays of the swamping are arranged one above the another in 4 to 5 tiers, and then we have to maintain the temperature around 25 degree. Then casing is done at a temperature of 25 degree. After 3 days, when the lowered, again we have to lower the temperature and the mushroom house so this can grow further. Now, once they have become 15 to 20 days old and are quite visible, we pluck them and cut off their stalk, and we get the button top part of the mushroom which is used for consumption. This pileus is the top part which is used for consumption, and then they are packed and transported. Now, mushrooms are known to be excellent source of vitamin, minerals. They are rich in niacin, pantothenic acid, and biotin. These are important points to be underlined. And cultivation, you need to learn all the topics and subtopics and the detailing that would be asked in the exam. Now, harmful role of fungi. Fungi causes disease in human beings, plants and animals. So plant diseases. So in the plant disease, we have already seen the fungi causing, mildews, causing a powdery substance. Blith of potato काला हो जाएगा, right? Rust of wheat काला पड़ जाता है. Smut in maize, white color का निकलता है उसमें. Wheat में भी ऐसा हो सकता है, and all other cereal crops. Spoilage of food. Fungi, as we have already seen, okay, rhizophus and mucor are responsible for destroying the food items like bread, leather, pickles, etc. Now, how to prevent the food from the action of bacteria and fungi? So that can be done either by high temperature, that is called sterilization, 120 to 126 degree at a pressure of 15 labs for 12 to 90 minutes will destroy all the bacteria, and then the food is पैक्ड इन द एयर टाइट कैन, और कैनिंग फूड हमको ऐसे मिलता है. सॉल्टिंग जैसे हम करते हैं पिकल्स में और फिशेस के अंदर, दे आर डिप्ड इन द सॉल्ट एंड then they can be consumed. Now we have pasteurization, which is a very important part. Pasteurization has two methods. The one is high temperature method and low temperature method. So here we will be looking into the first, the high temperature method. Okay, so in the high temperature method, the food is first taken and it is heated at 62.8 degree for 30 minutes. Okay, or 161 Fahrenheit for 15 seconds. That is the low temperature method, and above treatment kills the bacteria. So here we will see in detail the low temperature वाला. Low temperature में आप देखो food को लेंगे and then the food is cooled टू 5 डिग्री एंड -5 डिग्री उसको फटाफट हम फ्रीज कर देंगे, -10 to -18 डिग्री पे फ्रीज कर देंगे फूड को. सो व्हाट हैपेंस इन दैट केस, ऑल द बैक्टीरिया दे डाई. नाउ डिहाइड्रेशन एंड डिहाइड्रेशन मतलब हम कुछ फ्रूट्स, वेराइटीज ऑफ वेजिटेबल्स, इवन फिशेज एंड ऑल, दे आर केप्ट ड्राई, उनको धूप में सुखा देते हैं, उसके बाद उगाते हैं. नाउ प्रिजर्वेटिव्स इन द पिकल्स, जैम्स, जेलीज, दे आर प्रिजर्व्ड बाय एडिंग सॉल्ट एंड शुगर, एंड बाय डूइंग सो वी किल ऑल द बैक्टीरियाज, राइट? Even some food preservatives are used. So you will be asked about the food preservatives that are commonly used. The commonly used food preservatives are ascorbic acid, sodium benzoate, benzoic acid, propionic acid are commonly used food preservatives. So this is all. Now look at the video that I would like to show you for the purpose of growing the mushroom. So these are the tray and racks. देख सकते हैं आप 4 से 5 टायर में अरेंज किया हमने. यहाँ पे कंपोस्ट मिक्सचर है, ऊपर सॉइल डालते हैं ताकि थोड़ा वाटर ले सके, एंड देन द ब्रैन एंड द व्हीट रस्ट एंड ऑल दोज थिंग्स आर केप्ट. टेम्परेचर हैज टू बी मेटर एंड वाटर इज स्प्रिंकल्ड so as to maintain the temperature and make them moist. Then we get the small fungus and we put it on the soil. They are allowed to grow. The climate inside should be resembling to the autumn season, that is already we have seen 16 to 19 degree, right? Then we raise the temperature a bit in the second week and we can see the button mushrooms growing up. Once they are 10 to 15 days young, we take them and cut off their base and put them in the trays and send them for transportation, right? So this is how mushroom cultivation is done, right? So I hope you all understood up till here. Now go through and just check out your exercise, right?
Of microorganisms in our life. However, there is dark side also. Often, food items are attacked by microorganisms. These microorganisms grow on food item and many times produces toxic substances, making the food not suitable to eat. Such food is poisonous. Eating spoiled food leads to food poisoning. At severe conditions, it may lead to death. So how can we identify the spoiled food? Well, spoiled food have bad smells, bad taste, and change in color. In order to have protection from food poisoning, it is very important to preserve our food. Here, in this video, we will learn different methods of food preservation. Chemical method. In our households, grandma makes mango pickle which does not spoil for long time. Why is it so? Because it contains salts and edible oil. These are the common chemicals to prevent growth of microorganisms in food. These are called preservatives. In general, salt or acid preservatives prevent attack of microbes in pickles. Sodium benzoate and sodium metabisulfite are the common preservatives used in jams and squashes to check their spoilage. Preservation by common salt. With the help of common salt, meat and fish can be preserved. While doing so, meat and fish are covered with dry salt. The layer prevents the growth of bacteria. Common salt is also used to preserve amla, raw mangoes, tamarind, etc. Preservation by sugar. Sugar have ability to absorb water. So, It reduces the moisture content from the food, thereby preventing growth of microorganisms. Jams, jellies, and squashes are preserved by sugar. Preservation by oil and vinegar. Oil and vinegar does not allow bacteria to grow. Vegetables, fruits, fish, and meat are preserved by this method. Heat and cold treatments. Microorganisms cannot grow in hot and cold surroundings. Therefore, boiling of food kills the microorganism, and keeping the food in low temperature environment such as refrigerator prevent their growth. Pasteurization. Milk is heated at about 700 degrees Celsius for 15 to 30 seconds and suddenly chilled and stored. By doing so, milk becomes free from harmful microbes. Since this method is discovered by Louis Pasteur, therefore the method of preservation is called pasteurization. Storage and packing. To prevent the growth of microorganisms, dry fruits and vegetables are sold in sealed, airtight packets. So I hope you have understood this topic very well. Thank you for watching this video.